Alright, so this is a battle report between the Chaos Warriors and the orcs and goblins. Um, I couldn't use. I planned to bring a bone grinder giant, and I couldn't bring one, so I had to go with a gorgon and some extra stuff, and it really changed my battle plans because I planned on the bone grinder giant doing some crazy stuff because it was too many points. But here's my deployment: I have my chaos lord on a dragon. I take the dragon because demon princes are obvious, and people go after them, and they plan for them. Nobody plans for a dragon. And there's my two sorcerers on the right. I have a unit of Marauder Horsemen. My banner broke on my Marauder Horsemen guys, so I had to put in one of my Centaurs with a banner, Cow's Hound unit, and there is my Gorgon. He was supposed to be a Bone Grinder Giant, but I call the giant Tits McGee, and that's Tits McGee there. And next to Tits McGee, on either side, two Hound units. So I had 4 Hound units. Who uses 4 Hound units, right? I had a Gore Beast Chariot of Nurgle, and a warrior unit of about 16 and my BSB inside of that unit, and they have the blasted standard. My opponent has a he has a Ragnarok spider. I think he's using some kind of monster that he used for the storm magic, or might have been the other one. He had a savage orc unit of 20. I think that's what that is. He had a doom diver, 2 rock lobas, and a massive unit of savage orc biggins. My plan is to try to stay away from those savage orc biggins, and as you see through this battle report, you watch my plans go awry because I don't listen to my brain throughout the battle. Sometimes I get too involved with trying to have a fun game rather than a strategic one. But on this side, he has his, some wolf riders. I think he vanguarded some wolf riders up. I vanguarded my Slaanesh, my Hellstriders up on the right, and then I vanguard my Chaos Sorcerers. I got first turn, surprisingly enough. Usually that doesn't happen for me in tournaments because my dice usually hate me. I moved the Gorgon up on the left, moved my Hounds up. I don't know what the Gorgon's going to be able to do against the spider. I mean, sometimes Gorgons can beat Ragnaroks, but if they hit lucky, it hardly ever happens that they, always win. But sometimes they do. Here's his center. He rolls for. My magic didn't really do much. I pushed my Chaos Dragon up on the right, and my Hellstriders up on the right, and my Sorcerer kind of close. I was hoping to get Essequence off, so he'll get random movement, so my Sorcerer will be safe, so I can get around his back end. And he backs his guys up in his turn, and so it really makes it so that he's trying to get ready for my fast-moving army. I pushed I think that little creature that I had gotten, the Fen Beast. I pushed the Fen Beast up through the middle. I'm trying to get the Fen Beast up there to try to slow this big block down, because I'm not trying to plan on getting involved with that big block. I'm really not. And I was hoping I would got that spell off, and I didn't. In his turn, he charges, and he charges my Sorcerer, and I really don't have any choices. If I flee, the Sorcerer is definitely going off the other side of the board. But if I stay, I can slow his savages down so I can get my Chaos Lord in there involved. He's going to overrun into the Hellstriders, and they're going to hold him there, and the Dragon's going to do his work. I pushed my Marauder Horseman up like this. I was trying to maybe get his horsemen to do what I wanted to do. I really don't know what I was thinking at that moment when I did that. But in this close combat, he totally whiffs. He rolls ones upon ones. Even the steed rolls ones. That's how my dice are. They hate me, right? And over here, he ends up charging my unit of Marauder Horsemen. They flee, I think. No, they don't flee. They hold. And at that point, there's no purpose of me trying to flee them, because I still wanted that Gore Beast Chariot to tear that chariot up. And yeah, he dies, or he flees, and he flees off the board. So that happened. Over on the right, over here, he has harpies, and he flies them up. I'm really not that scared of harpies. They're just going to be able to kill my shaft, because that's all that I have that you can kill with the harpies. I really, the harpies didn't really do much. You know what I mean? But in the close combat between the hounds and his goblin rider, I rolled insane courage. He killed 2 hounds, and I rolled insane courage, and that's exactly what I needed. I needed like a 3, and I rolled insane courage, so that was cool. And so the hounds, they rolled double ones. Are you for real? Those hounds are the bravest hounds ever. Even though I didn't want to be there. Okay, he does kill the sorcerer and he overruns into the Slaanesh guys. My plan is, in my turn, I'm going to charge him with the dragon, and they're dead. The Slaanesh guys are dead, and the dragon is definitely going to do enough damage. He should do enough damage to wipe that unit out. But I don't want to take any chances. So in the close combat, what I end up doing is using my Strength 2 breath weapon, just in case my Thunder Stomp is garbage, and it ended up being garbage because I rolled a 1. But anyway, my chariot overruns. My chariot kills his chariot, and then he's stuck out there in the middle of nowhere. So now I'm in the crosshairs of 2 big monsters, the Ragnarok spider and something else. And I moved my Fen Beast up right there in the middle, so he couldn't really do anything, get across the field any faster because it's unbreakable. And I was hoping maybe his regens will save him. But in this close combat, he ended up doing bad. The dragon ended up missing a lot of attacks, and so I had to use the breath weapon. And then my plan is to get my sorcerer around to attack his rock lava after that close combat, and maybe charge him to the Doom Diver. He actually puts off Foot of Gork on the dragon after that close combat, and it scared the living piss out of me. My Fen Beast was just in range that he could not see him with either one of his shaft units, so that was good. That was a good plan. That's what I thought I wanted him to do. He ended up charging with his Wolf Riders and the Spider, and so that's why my chariot looks like that. And here's an angle of the Gorgon going up the left side. Now, the Gorgon, I don't want him charging into the Harpies because he's just going to flee and then have to overrun, and I'm going to run right off the field. So I made a leadership test, and the Gorgon's leadership 10, so he did all right. He didn't fly off the field. It would have probably been better if he did fly off the field. He does end up charging the Fen Beast, and over here, he puts off Foot of Gork on the dragon, and he whiffs. It floats off, thank God, right? And then he hits the Chaos Warriors with a, I think it might have been the Doom Diver, the Doom Diver, and then he rolls 3 6s because he needed 6s to wound because the Blaster Standard. And then when I rolled my saves, I rolled 3 6s to save. I actually only needed 5s because it was a War Machine. So and they have they have some type of item. I think the Iron Curse icon, so they only needed 5s, but they rolled 3 6s, so that was cool. The Fen Beast ends up dying, of course. And here, I think I have enough room to get past the spider to attack the other monster, because I didn't really want to fight the spider because he has poisonous attacks, and giants and gorgons hate poison, right? Alright, so I put my hounds in the middle over there. I'm hoping that he can't see the hounds, and that was my plan. He can't see the hounds with either of those creatures, and he'd have to charge the hounds, and that would change his facing going to the left. And I wanted to push him that way. But, and you know, because he's frenzied, he'll overrun that way, and I just try to keep him away. Over here, the dragon does charge into the Doom Diver and kills it. The sorcerer kills his target over there. And then he ends up overrunning, and he gets further across the field. So now the dragon's in the backfield, so I'm happy about this. You know what I mean? Maybe I might be able to get some more points going after his weaker units. And for some reason, I keep on thinking he has, you know, those crazy little guys with rocks and stuff, and that goblin unit. I'm not really that keen on attacking that unit with the Dragon Lord, because it probably tear him up. And it was an open list, and I probably should have asked, right? But I didn't. And I put my chariot there, right? Because I want to get a flank charge on his unit because of his other creatures in the way. So he changes his facing, and he gives the flank to the Chaos Warriors. And at this point, I'm like, okay, the Chaos Warriors need an 8 to get to him. And if I can get on the flank of that Savage Orc Biggin unit, I can beat them in close combat. I have more ranks than them, so he won't have steadfast. So, and I should win in close combat because I'm going to be hitting on 3s and wounding on 4s. And yeah, and then, you know, that's my plan. Move my dragon over there because I might have the dragon in as support after the close combat is done. All right. The chariot The other plan is the chariot hits him in the front as well to guarantee close combat victory there with the Chaos Warriors. Then the only thing I have to worry about is a monster and some goblins, right? That's the plan, okay? Not really worried about the troll that much, but you know. And so, over here, I think my Gorgon gets into close combat with his spider. I totally forgot my plan about charging through the gap, or he might have moved so I couldn't get through the gap. And then, wouldn't you know it, the chariot is the only thing that makes it into close combat. The warriors roll a 7. They needed an 8 to roll a 7. That pissed me off a little bit because I put the marbles on the field saying that the warriors would make it into close combat, and I probably shouldn't have done that. They still needed an 8, and I probably should have just kept my lord away from him. So in his turn, in my turn, he kills the chariot, and in his turn, he charges the dragon. All right, and this is where everything unfolds. He charges that monster into the flank of the Chaos Warriors. I'm not really worried about that. I got ranks. I got Exalted Hero in there, and so he should be okay. The Exalted Hero is a one-up armor save. It should be fine. In close combat, he challenges with his big boss or lord or whatever. I challenge, and then he declines, and so I move his lord back to the back, and then I start attacking, and my lord whiffs again, and then the dragon whiffs, and so I have to use the breath weapon in order to get, in order to kill his BSB, and I don't do enough damage to to win close combat. I actually lose close combat in that one. The Gorgon dies against the spider. The first time he actually won close combat against the spider, so I'm like, okay, he has an extra attack this time. So, and then the very next turn, he rolls a bunch of 6s and gets a bunch of poisonous wounds, and he gets poison eruption or whatever you call it, and yeah, everything goes to crap. And then my lord loses close combat. He loses by 3, and then I try to roll a 6, and he flees. And then we had to stop the game because we didn't have enough time. We only had 5 minutes left, and I really wanted to finish the game, even though my Chaos Lord would have probably died. But, I would have had to challenge again, so his Lord would have had to accept it, and I might have been able to beat him. But who knows, right? You never know these things. And this is what I have left on the field, basically. My Lord, some warriors, and he ends up winning 16-9. It was a good game. I want to play against him again. I'm probably going to try to start putting battle reports on there on Bull City Wargaming website, because my gaming group is falling apart. There's a lot of infighting or whatever you would like to call it, and it's better to just go to another venue. But that was the report. Subscribe or comment.